Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another podcast. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2024, and it is 10:26 a.m. Starting about 4 minutes earlier, just kind of allowing people time to get notifications out, join in. So while we're doing that, let me go through my usual spiel before I get, camera turned on. We get into the discussion of why the Pixel A series phones to me are better than the flagships, and I'll get into that. But before we get started, you know, you do me a solid, smash that like button. That definitely helps out, as well as sharing on your favorite social platforms that you're on, so more and more people can discover my podcast. On top of that, the QR code on the top left if you'd like to, provide a small monetary donation. I would deeply appreciate that. And you can click the QR code up in the top left corner here. I'll take you to where you can do that in case you guys don't want YouTube taking anything that you guys want to share out. As well as if you guys want to try out Helium Mobile and try your first month for free, use the QR code below, which will remain throughout the podcast. So you guys can scan that at any time that you guys feel like it. My promo code gives you guys 1 month free on Helium Mobile to try out their services. So definitely take advantage of that. And yeah, feel free to say hi in the chat. We'd love to, get to know everyone that joins in. We are simulcasting to 2 different areas, YouTube, which I've been doing for so many years, as well as Twitch. Yes, this channel is now active on Twitch, so appreciate those that are on Twitch that are watching. I appreciate you guys for coming on in and listening in. But now, let's get things started. What's going on, everybody? Good morning to you guys. How you guys doing? Before I get into the subject about why I feel like the Pixel A series, is better than the Pixel flagships. Before I get into that, as to my reasoning why, some people might find that to be strange that I'm saying that, and they can give me 1,001 reasons why the Pro models are better, why the base model is better. I understand those reasons. We're gonna get into that, but before we do, I just want to say that live streams to X is no longer going to be a possibility for me. Through this platform, through what I use Restream to live stream and to simulcast to the different platforms. And just recently was notified on Restream that X will no longer be a source for any of us using the Restream platform to live stream to, only because they require a paid subscription. Now, I don't pay to have a badge on my name on X. I don't do it for Instagram or for Meta or any of that stuff, right? Like, I don't need anything to verify I am who I am when I'm sitting right the fuck here. So I'm not going to pay for a subscription to X, for premium benefits or anything like that, much less. So yeah, live streaming to X is not going to be something that's going to be in the future cards, unless they reverse their decision to charge for a premium subscription in order to live stream from things like Restream or whatever. I don't know why they're doing it. I don't care why they're doing it. It's just, if that's how they're going to do it, I'm just going to maintain what I normally do. So it's going to be YouTube and Twitch. Occasionally Facebook. Every now and then I live stream to Facebook for, my friends and followers on there. That's kind of want to put that out there ahead. Yeah. So, all right, let's get into the subject that I'm going to rant about today. And I actually wanted to rant about this a couple days ago. And you know what? Like the weekend was just very busy for me. So I just had to keep shifting it and moving it. And now we are at the day where it's happening. It's 10:30 a.m. So perfect timing. Let's get right into it. All right. I have said before that the Pixel A series devices are awesome. They're amazing. And I think one of the problems today, though, is that we have a lot of content creators who tend to have this certain way of thinking, and they put this certain way of thinking out there. And it's just so weird that everyone flocks to that way of thinking. A famous YouTuber decides to go ahead and say oh yeah, what's the point of the A series? You can spend $100 more and get the base model one. And it's always that. You can spend $100 more and get the base model. When you look back, in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, it was all about spending less, right? So you had a lot of content creators who would review phones, and one of the things I would tell you was oh yeah, this phone is great, flagship phone, perfect, got all these cool things about it, cool features about it, but you can get the similar thing and spending $150 less by getting this model phone. It used to be the opposite way around. It used to be you can get the same things and spend less. But that's not the case today. Today, I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that talk. I see a lot of the jargon relating to, oh yeah, you can get this. It's a great phone. 7 years of support. It has everything that the Pixel 8 has, but we don't understand why this is here. You spend $100 more, you can get the Pixel 8. So now it's the opposite. It's like spend more money. It's telling you spend more money. To me, everything about the Pixel 8a is solid in what I want in a Google Pixel phone. And like the funniest part is that I've played around with the Pixel 8. Played around with it. Played around with the cameras. Played around with, the user interface, seeing if I can find anything that would make the Pixel 8, dominant over the Pixel 8a, outside of the fact of a glass built phone and that. Because like, if you've been rocking with me all this time, you guys know I don't give a shit about glass phones. Glass phones to me does not make a better experience. It does not give you longer battery life. It does not give you a superb user experience, which matters the most because that's what you interact with on your smartphone is the software. Doesn't matter what the hardware. The hardware can have all the bells and whistles. It can have freaking, it can have 250,000 diamonds crusted all over the damn thing. It's not going to make the experience so much better. And so if that's the case, let me reply to this comment real quick. Really trying to type on my watch. Yes, I am. Anyways, hardware only accounts, in my opinion, for about 20% of, the phone's likability. Right? Because you definitely don't want an ugly piece of phone. Like you definitely don't want that. You don't want the most brittle plastic housing on it or the most weakest glass. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that stuff. Right? So it does count for something, but it doesn't count for, the most important parts of like what one would say that would make a phone, good or bad. It doesn't. So using a Pixel 8, having a Pixel 8a as my daily driver device and using this, there's not any difference. Okay. So I can understand a lot of the jargon put out there that's like, why is there an existence for this? So it's $100 less. They feel like you're not getting any value out of it. But has money become, is it less important to think about the value of money? To look at it and say because there's $100 difference that the value is not there? The value to me is there. It's $100 less. It's $100 you keep in your pocket. Anyone could have $599 to buy a Pixel 8a. Anybody can make that money if they so choose to. And you can have $599 in your hand. And if this presents itself to be $100 cheaper than the Pixel 8, means that out of that money you have in your hand, when you buy this, you're going to have a little under $100 left over, because you have to factor in taxes. Since when did that become so minor and so minimal that it's not taken into consideration, and that the consideration is at the point of just spend more. Being in touch in today's society, being in touch into how, it's not on the cards that everybody's living comfortably. It's not. I have the Pixel 6a and I like it. Yeah, I have the Pixel 6a and I still use it as a side device. I carry two phones on me. I have them on there. It's because one is my main daily driver device and my SIM stays in it permanently. The other devices that I do carry are because I am doing, I'm working on a video for the channel, So I have my SIM in there temporarily to be able to, use the phone, see if there's any notable changes with any software updates it may have gotten, and be able to put that video out for people to watch, and if they find enjoyment out of it, right? So I'm always carrying two phones on me. I carry my Pixel 6a. I'm about to switch the SIM out of it into the Pixel 7a, which is charging right there on the desk, and use the Pixel 7a for a different video that I'm working on that'll probably come out next week. But yeah, the A series is it's always overlooked. It's underappreciated. It's just one of those crazy things. And when you look at previous A series devices, so the ones that are not tensor based, right? So the ones before the Pixel 6a, because that was one of the things that Google kind of like pushed when they first released the Pixel 3a and the 3a XL, was that you were going to get the same experience that you would get on the Pixel 3. And I thought it was a bunch of hogwash. I thought they were full of it. Ended up getting the Pixel 3a, and I had the Pixel 3 and was shocked and surprised at that the experience that I got on the Pixel 3a was identical to the Pixel 3. And it's for someone like me. Like, I know there were other people that like found differences between the 3 and the 3a, and a lot of it really had to do with how they use their device. A lot of them did a lot of like heavy gaming and stuff like that. They really worked their phone. Like, I call these things microcomputers, and there are people out there who literally put that to the test, used it, and really just kind of got in there and could actually find the faults in the Snapdragon 670 that was in the Pixel 3a versus the Pixel 3. And yeah, you can find those if you really push it that hard. I'm just an everyday, I guess you can say, like, mediocre user. It's just like, it's social media, it's media content that I use my phones for, and a bit of photography when I go out with my family and I go places to see things. Michael says there are some benefits to having plastic back in terms of durability, but I don't know how many other advantages the A series has other than cost. And that's really the point, though. I mean, that's the point I'm making with this, on why that I'm saying that it's better than the Pixel flagship. It's not so much that it's more powerful, more faster, has faster processing, has longer battery. It's none of that. The point that I'm making, and why that I say that the A series is better, is value. Today, that is the one thing that's overlooked when it comes to the judgment of a phone. It's overlooked. As I said in the beginning of the live stream, it's really been about, creators trying to find the value in something like this, and then telling people to spend more compared to what it was, in 2013, 2014, 2015. About 7-8 years ago, it was all about, this is a great phone, powerful flagship, but you can get the same things you get in this with this, and this costs 150 less. Like, it has flipped. The roles has flipped when it comes into the mobile tech space on YouTube. It used to be about that we would tell people, like, where you can get the same things for less, has now become where, oh, why get this? I know it's cheaper, but spend $100 more and get this. In such a worse time, 7-8 years ago, we didn't have a really bad case of inflation. We didn't really have, we weren't on the edge of hyperinflation. We could buy a pack of steak, T-bones, would be like $30. All right, they have more than doubled in price for a pack of 5 T-bones. They have that definitely went beyond that. And it's a very sad, very tough case to come out and say that the A series is better. Obviously, I'm trying to jog minds. I am trying to pick brains and have people really kind of think. There's really nothing different between this and the Pixel 8. There's none. I've used both. This is my daily driver. I've played around with the Pixel 8. Shout out to the folks at Best Buy. They're really nice about it. I'm not going to go into detail. I can just tell you that I used the Pixel 8. There's no difference. Yeah, the Pixel 8 feels premium, Is something feeling premium at the cost of $100? Do you find value in premium materials in an amount of $100? If you're going to sit there and say no, if you're going to be like, just feeling something premium would cost me $100, that's crap. Then think about the overall aspect when we're looking at video content that's talking about smartphones. I mean, smartphones have become such an importance today because we use them for everything. We use them to make phone calls, to call family and friends and take care of business. We send short messages to our friends and loved ones. You know, we video call people to have a conversation visually miles apart. We connect our banking to our devices. We connect our virtual debit and credit cards to these things so we don't have to carry a wallet. Everything is in here. Some states allow you to use a digital driver's license, and you can have that on here. You get pulled over, cops ask to see your driver's license, pull it up on your phone and let them see it. Your insurance card, you get a digital insurance card to prove you have insurance on your vehicle. Like, all that is done on our smartphones nowadays. These have become the actual extension of the human body. This is as close as to converting us into robots, almost. This is the closest that we get. This in our hands. So since these things are important, and there's a reason why that myself and other content creators have the ability to do this on YouTube. We have the ability because these are so important that when we make a video talking about it, we have people that watch and listen. So my thing is watch, listen, and now let's find out, why are we pushing people to spend more money than saving money, especially in a time where saving money matters most. The world as we know it right now, and in our country, in the United States, who's consistently oh, my brother. But in the world that we live in right now, we are consistently dealing with these issues of pricing. We're dealing with issues of, everything costing us more. I'm trying to combat that. I'm trying to combat that thinking. And Isaac, what's up, man? I'm trying to combat that thinking of, spend a lot of your hard-earned dollars to get this when there is something that's going to deliver you an identical experience and cost you less. The A-series devices are popular on that very sense. And there are people out there who are budget conscious and, they would rather get the A-series and save money than to get the base model and spend more. I mean, the only real side of the flagship Google Pixels that even makes sense spending more money on would be the Pro models. And I know that sounds so weird. Some people will disagree. Hey, it is what it is. The Pro model gives you a little bit more. You get additional amount of RAM on your phone. You get the telephoto sensor, so now you're working with 3 camera sensors instead of 2. It used to be that you were getting a larger display, but now that's changed with the upcoming Pixel 9. We're getting a Pixel 9 that's the same size as the Pixel 9 Pro. Like, they're the same size. The 9 Pro and the 9 are the same size. The 9 Pro XL is the bigger model, and I think that's a good touch and good on Google for doing that. They need to be catering to people that have different wants and needs out of a phone. Like, if you can accommodate that appetite, then you can start to gain yourself a good slice of the market share. Simple as that. But the A-series has its market of people. And the reason I'm advocating so much for it is because there is talks that the Pixel 8a could be the very last A-series device that Google makes. And if Google is going to can the A-series in favor of coming out with 3 devices every year, but it being the base model, a Pro model, and a Pro XL model, then we're screwed, because they have all the reasons to say that the Pixel 9 is warranted at a higher price because it is a flagship. We can no longer look at it and say it's budget, because with the last 3 tensors, right? So the 6A, the 7A, and the 8A, I tell people this, I classify these as flagships because nothing is different between this and the base model flagship version other than this is made out of plastic and it has maybe a different camera sensor. Like this has a 64 megapixel Sony camera sensor, and the Pixel 8 has a Samsung GN01 50 megapixel camera sensor on that one. So different camera sensors, obviously different size in camera sensors. I do believe that the Pixel 8 sensor is a bit bigger than what's on the Pixel 8a. I think this is a 26 millimeter on the main one and 22 millimeter on the ultra wide. And on the A series, it's a bit bigger. What up, Sneed? So there's like the cash wise difference, in the Pro model between the A. But between the A and the base, there's not too much of a difference. So the fact of the rumors that the A series could be at its end with the 8A because of this new thing of the 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL, and then them sticking with that, to me is a big mistake if Google intends to do that, if Google does that. The A series of today are pretty much everything that the flagship base models are. And it's just cutting corners in the material used to build the phone. That's really all that's like the major difference. So yeah, I do say that when it comes down to Google Pixels, if someone was to ask me for my honest opinion, they're like, I'm on the fence between getting the 8 and the 8A. All right, if you're only looking at it and you're only caring about the performance, user experience, get the A. Like the 8A. Okay, if it matters that you have a glass phone so you can look like you spent big dollars on the smartphone, then go ahead and get the 8. But to me, that's like a waste of money and it's a waste of time of getting that. I am literally on the fence right now of going against the norms in the mobile tech space. I've seen too many videos, and trust me, the people behind the camera, they're great. I like them. I love their content. I love watching their videos. But I cannot agree with them when they're always saying things like, there's no point in getting this, but you could just spend $100 more and get the 8. Like, to me, that's just stupid. I would not advise anybody to spend $100 more to get something, unless you're going to get something that I feel is in value of $100. And a glass phone is not in value of $100 of reasoning to spend $100 more. It's just not. In my opinion, it's not. There's no reasoning for it, other than you can act like you got money, because that's one of the dumbest things that I see. But you know what? We're humans, and I'm classifying every human as one. We all tend to be stupid at times. Some people think, I got an iPhone, that makes me upper class in this world, and it's like, no, you still smell like shit. You haven't bathed in 3 weeks. Even if you rock an iPhone 16, you're still shit. I've never been one to support that you are a person of status based upon the phone that you have in your pocket. I've never believed in that type of stupidity. Because you never know. I've seen people who have a lot of money. I know someone that has a lot of money. They live very, very, very comfortable in life. Got a big old house in Scottsdale, Arizona. Very nice, very beautiful. Something that I look at and say, hey, I would love something like that. And the dude rocks a Pixel 8a. And that's the only phone that he has. Doesn't have an iPhone, doesn't have a Samsung Fold, a Motorola Fold, a OnePlus Fold. There's none of that. Not even a Pixel Fold. He got a Pixel 8a. There are people who have money and are still conscious about how they spend their money. They're wise about it. They make good choices. And so to me, it's just like, if someone was to ask me in reverse to kind of counteract my claim and say, well, what's the point of having the Pixel 8? The Pixel 8 is the flagship from Google. It is the anchor to all of it. Okay? You just have different sides of the spectrum you can lean towards. You can get the flagship phone from Google. Hey, more power to you. Maybe you want more. You can go and get the Pro model. Get an extra camera to really kind of push your photography. Get a larger display. Get an additional amount of random access memory. Hey, why not? I also love it that you have another side of the spectrum where it's like you can get everything that the flagship model is giving you at a cheaper price. And the only sacrifice you're really making is the material used to build the phone. And that's where it's like, push the 8A. This is where I say that the 8 series is better than the flagship. You save money on it. That $100 you can save up over time, get something that you've needed or get something that you've wanted. And even moving away from the tensor-based Pixel A series and going to the OGs, the 3As, the 4A, the 5A, the 4A 5G. Okay, those had mid-tier, mid-range processor chips and still yielded the same experience that the flagship counterpart gave. The 3A felt like a 3 to me. The 4A feels like a 4 to me, but has better battery life. The 5A feels like the 5 and also feels like the 4A 5G in that it's snappy. There's no difference. And it's really hard to kind of do that. You look at companies like Samsung, they have the Galaxy, S23, S22. Well, let's see what at the time was like the S21. The S21 when this phone came out. We're comparing it to a Galaxy A53 or a Galaxy A52. And you can see a difference in the user interface and in user experience. This is night and day. You use a Galaxy S21, it's buttery smooth. You use a Galaxy A53, it's choppy. Both can have One UI 6.1, but the A53 is going to have a very choppy experience. And I know someone's going to point out where they use an Exynos 1280 and, the S21 uses a Snapdragon. I get that. I totally get it. It's a difference in processors. I get that. But it's a point that I'm saying. Because even with the Pixel 3 had a Snapdragon 800 series chip and the 3A had a Snapdragon 600 series chip, for them to run pretty much identical in user experience and from the user interface is crazy. So the argument of processor chip goes out the window. You just see that you're going to get the better experience. This is why most people that you ask, they tell you, should I get today's mid-range device or should I get a year-old or 2-year-old flagship? The answer is going to be that you'll have a better experience getting a 2-year-old flagship device than getting today's current mid-ranger. And it's because of, the reasons like what Samsung devices are. Their flagships are great. Their mid-range will never match the performance and the user experience that the flagship can offer. They are good. The Galaxy A54, A55, nice devices to use for mid-range, but you will definitely see a difference as far as user experience between them and their flagship counterpart. And that cannot be said for the OG Pixel A series. Their experience, the user experience that you would get out of it, would be very identical to what you would get from the flagship. It's maintained that to the point that with the latest A series, so the last 3 A series devices, have had a tensor chip put inside of it instead of a mid-range chip to keep it on that basis level with the flagship parts. What's up, Joey's the San Joaquin Valley? What's up, man? So that is the difference between Google's midline and Google's flagship line. That is the difference between them. It's not really much. It's always about the build material. That's the most emphasized and most notable part of the differences between them. So again, why do I say that the A series is much better than the flag? And it comes down to pricing. Okay? The price of a phone can't be overlooked. And anyone that was to tell me like, oh, well, that's a pretty stupid reason to say that. Well, then how come people are over there talking about if they price the Pixel at this, they're being stupid because for what you're getting, it doesn't come equivalent to this. You can't say that money's not a factor if money is a factor on, in the first place. You're going to judge the Pixel 9 and say, well, because it costs this much in euros and I converted it on Google from euros to US dollars. And so in US dollars, the Pixel 9 is going to cost $927. I don't see it costing that much, blah, blah, blah. Means that money plays a factor in decisions. So if that's the case, then my argument holds weight that the A series is better because it gives you everything that you would get from the flagship counterpart at a cheaper price. That is my argument. That is literally my argument. You made the switch in carriers. Okay. How are you liking your new carrier so far? How's the experience for you? I'll challenge somebody right now to give me 3 things that makes the Pixel 8 far superior than the Pixel 8a. And don't regurgitate the same point and just word it out 3 different ways. All right, give me 3 points that makes the Pixel 8 so much better than the Pixel 8a. And I can say that there's not going to be much at all. If you're going to only reference the body build of the phone, that's not an argument point. And the reason why I won't accept the body build as an argumentative point is if you're going to use that, give me 10 reasons why a glass-built phone brings a better experience using a smartphone over a polycarbonate build. Other than the feeling of the phone. It feels premium. The only time premium materials even makes an impact for me has to do with food. I would rather eat food that was made with the best ingredients than a cheap generic ingredient. I would rather eat bread that's fresh than bread that has all types of chemicals in it to preserve its length of life. If you want to go back into the phone subject, the only time that it makes a play as far as material is you don't want them using the worst processor chip that can't even process the color blue. You don't want something that's only giving you 512 megabytes of RAM. Like, I get there, you'll have an argument point. You like it? Consumer Cellular has improved the plans for single lines. Nice. Good on them. Good on Consumer Cellular. Anyways, so yeah, that is my reasonings why I say the Pixel A series is far better than the Pixel flagships. Continuing on non-disclosed topics and everything like that, kind of going back to what I said in the beginning of the live stream, but how many of you guys, and those that watch the replay can still answer this in the comments, I'll read your comment. How many of you guys feel that it's an absolute necessity to subscribe to premium services on social platforms like X, Facebook, Instagram, etc.? Do you guys find it to be absolutely important? The reason why I say that is because, I'm just shocked that X even pulled that move. I got notified on Restream that, in the future, I'm not going to be able to live stream to X in this style unless I subscribe to X Premium. Which sucks because sometimes I like to do gameplay like my retro games, and I like to broadcast them to X, formerly Twitter. Won't be able to do that unless I pay whatever tier it is. Which is sad because I don't want to do that. Like, I did it once, I didn't find any monetary value. Like, I paid I did it through my computer, so I was paying $3 at the time for X Premium. And editing your posts was fine, but it wasn't something that I did very often, especially when I have things like autocorrect on. The only time that I would ever really make a flaw in posting is if I said something and Google interpreted it differently and decided to use a different word or change my verbiage around, right, to make it proper, but it's not exactly what I'm trying to convey in my post. It's probably the only time that I would have to do an edit. But like for misspelling words, hardly. Now, without it, and I'm rushing and typing, I've misspelled lots of words on X and on Facebook and whatnot. But sometimes I don't care to fix it because I know you guys have a brain and you're smart enough to understand exactly what I'm saying. Even if like I'm trying to express like I use my phone outside in 110-degree heat and now my phone is hot, but like it auto corrected it and said hat. I know you guys are not going to ask me be like, what do you mean by hat, Tito? I know you guys are smart enough to get my post and know that I meant hot. So I don't always need to edit or correct things because I have faith in everybody's intelligence to be able to understand what I'm saying, even if I misspelled a word or misused a word or anything like that. So, with that being said, how many of you guys find that there is actual value in subscribing to these premium services from X, from Meta? George of San Juan Key Valley says, as you guys can read, Consumer Cellular is competing with Cricket now. You have the option to turn off auto upgrade, be slowed down until the next billing cycle if you reach your data limit. I don't think Cricket has that data limit anymore. I believe they're on the same with Metro by T-Mobile, so it's like you'll get reduced speeds during congestion, but after congestion, your speeds will return to normal. Or if you leave the area that is congested, then your speeds will be normal. I know Consumer Cellular does throttling. You do reach a threshold, you are slowed for the rest of your bill cycle, so there is a difference in there. Let me look at Cricket's website. We'll see. Okay, so there's two types of plans that Cricket is running. Let's get this up on the screen. There's two types of plans that they run: unlimited and fixed. So we see that. There's unlimited high-speed data, nationwide 5G, 15 gigabytes of mobile hotspot. You get max with ads, 150 gigabytes of cloud storage, unlimited text from the US to 37 countries. Let's see. One-time purchase fee. Tells you typical download speeds. So like 5G plus, you'll average this. Upload speed, you'll average this. Latency, you'll average that. Yeah, I don't think that they I like when you type in Consumer Cellular and then the first links it gives you is Visible, Mint. You have a sponsored Consumer Cellular, but I'll go with the one with the logo. You have used 183 megabytes of data. Yeah, you'll be surprised about how much data you actually use on your normal usage. Let's check out the plans real quick. Oh, they got a promotion running right now. Get 2 free months. That's right. Make the switch today for no long-term contracts. And if you're an AARP member, you get 5% off on your bill. So $20 a month gets you 1 gig, 25 gets you 5 gigs, 35 gets you 10 gigs, 50 gets you unlimited. Let's compare the unlimited. So let's see. Okay, broadband legal disclosures. Oh, so they have it broken up. So let's go to the 50 gigabyte plan right here. This is your It's not an introductory rate. This monthly price requires a 1 month contract. Provider monthly fee, FCC regulatory fees 1 cent, operational compliance fees $3.12, 55 cents watch, directory assistance 50 cents, opt-out fee for e-invoice and autopay, you get $5, federal universal service fund fee 74 cents, late fee is $5. So if you do autopay, then that's why you get the $5 discount, because it is a fee if you opt out of e-invoice and autopay. Discount bundles, ACP program, speeds provided with the plan, typical download speeds, and they only focus like, well, no, that's right there. There's 5G, so like 35 to 158 on 5G. For unlimited data plans, data speeds are reduced after 50 gigabytes of usage. For all other plans, when the data limit is reached, data speeds will be reduced unless auto upgrade to next higher data plan has been selected. But there's no higher data plan than the $50 plan. So, and that's one thing that I did like about consumer cellular is, like, if you were like on the $10, not $10, the 10 gigabyte plan like you're on, and you know you end up using more than 10 gigabytes, it will auto move you up to the next plan, so you're not paying per gigabyte of additional usage. So you would move up from the 10 gigabyte plan to the unlimited plan if you went over 10 gigs. Let's see. Data included with monthly price is 10 gigabytes. So I guess they turn you off on 10 gigs. Well, not turn you off, but they move you up to the $50 plan if you go over 10 gigs. But yeah, they don't do the per gigabyte additional usage. So they tell you the same thing right here. You know, data speeds are reduced after 50 gigs. Because you're going to auto move from the $35 to the $50 plan if you go over 10 gigabytes of data usage. So that's not bad at all. That's pretty decent. Because the same thing happens here. If you start off, you know, with the $20 plan for 1 gig, you go over 1 gig, they're going to move you over to the 5 gigabyte plan. That way you're not paying overage fees. If you're still in your bill cycle and you go over 5 gigs of data, they'll bump you up to the 10 gigabyte plan, which is $35. And if you go over 10 gigs, they'll move you up to the unlimited. And that's one thing that's pretty cool about consumer cellular. But on the unlimited, it is reduced speeds after 50 gigs. With Cricket, it's only during congestion that your speeds are reduced, and then after that, it goes back to normal. Is there a giant benefit between those two? Not really, because not a lot of people go over 50 gigs. I mean, I tell people that, I tell you all that, you know, there's not a lot of people that go over 30 gigs a month, right? 50 gigs, that's an additional 20 gigs. And that's pretty, you know, unless you're doing a lot of speed testing, like you're speed testing like, you know, 200 times a day for 30 days, yeah, you'll go over that. But you know, so consumer cellular's $50 plan compared to Cricket, the only real big benefit, and actually, let's go to the $50 plan. That was a $60 plan. So the $50 plan gives you unlimited data, nationwide 5G, hotspot add-on available. So you don't get hotspot with it. You don't get Max included with it. You get 2 gigabytes of cloud storage. Text to 37 countries from the US. Mexico and Canada calling on Cricket. With consumer cellular, it's $50 a month. That's unlimited talk, text, and data. I wonder why this part. Oh wait, there we go. No, stay down there. It says that unlimited plans, access to high-speed data. Yeah, no, will be reduced. There's unlimited talk and text, unlimited data, 50 gigs of priority data access, and then you're slowed down. Not really much of a difference between. Not really much of a difference between. Not bad. Bring your own phone, $25 a month, 3 months unlimited plan. Get your first 3 months for $75 on Cricket. And then what's the catch? So that's the $55 plan. Monthly price is $40. But it's a multi-month unlimited plan, not available in all stores. So you gotta go to, I guess, specific Cricket stores to get it. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. I would say they're on par with each other. Let's see. Looks like we may have crashed for just a second. I apologize if we did. All right, and even in this, $20 a month for this, and you get 30 gigs of priority data, unlimited talk and text. I like this. Rise with Helium, and you get that golden goose popping up on screen. That is hilarious. Get connected, build coverage, earn crypto, ditch big telco, rise above the people's carrier. Well, rise above with the people's carrier, a new carrier owned by the people, and earn crypto. You got the phone plan, which is $20 a month. There's no additional plan but that one. And you get the hotspots to deploy to building. They got their little testimonies at the bottom. They really should get rid of those testimonies. Share your unused bandwidth with your city. Today's infrastructure can't keep up with tomorrow's connectivity demands. With Hotspot, you can be part of building the Helium network, a new network owned and operated by the people. Earn crypto every time someone connects. This kind of gives you an idea. So, reward to incentivize innovation. Launched by Helium Network, Mobile is a token that can be earned for a variety of activities on Helium Mobile, such as mapping the network or deploying coverage for others to use. Mobile can be used in our mobile store for phones or hotspots. It can also be used to prepay your plan for up to 3 months at a time. So you earn the mobile coins. You can trade them out. Okay, this is probably on my computer, because my screens went black for a second on both sides. So I thought the stream crashed. Very hard for me to live stream when my daughter's playing when she's playing Fortnite on the PS5. If she plays it, she online games in the highest resolution, and that's a lot of data consumed and a lot of bandwidth being used. So sometimes my stream just starts to crap out. But yeah, that's Helium Mobile. I'm definitely happy with the services with Helium Mobile. So let's see if there's anything new on the blog. Always read their blog. Helium Mobile, progress towards building the future of mobile networks. is kind of talk about, their envision of deploying Helium mobile connectivity using the outdoor indoor hotspot, how this benefits customers and all that stuff. And it's really good. And this works great if you're in a metro city. In a rural area, that's going to be a little hard. I mean, I could probably deploy when I move, because I am moving to a smaller town, and in that town, if I get fiber internet in my home, I can deploy some of that bandwidth for Helium customers, but they would have to be in my vicinity. Obviously, I would probably go with the outdoor hotspot, so I have a broader range for people to connect to. And I'll be able to earn a little bit of cash. So I like that. Helium Mobile expands coverage in New York with boosted locations. This is the thing that everyone's talking about, the golden goose. People have been on my Facebook group page. People have been asking about the golden goose. It says, tomorrow after summer solstice, new delights come before us. Bedecked in glowing gilded feathers, goose and gander gather together to create for us a worthy prize. Golden feathers to those subscribed. Those who cover will still be counted. Those engaged in mythic encounter, a golden egg will be their bounty. So that has to do with like the NFTs. You get like a golden goose egg pin. And I'll show you guys what the pins are, because there's one pin that Helium has. I wish I was able to get it, but I would have to buy a Google Pixel from them in order for me to get that pin. It's a Pixel pin. Update CBRS Spectrum Access System fees. Let's get into a little bit of Helium mobile news for those that are on Helium. It says citizen broadband radio services, radio owners that purchase their devices from Freedom Fi, Cells, or Moso Labs prepaid, their Spectrum Access or System or SAS provider service fees for 12 months with their initial device activation. These prepaid services have been fulfilled for the majority of CBRS owners. We understand that transitioning to a paid SAS service required some adjustments. This is why we are providing a transition period and notifying CBRS radio owners that have expired prepaid SAS fees now. Beginning August 1st, 2024, CBRS owners with expired prepaid SAS fees must start the process of transitioning and paying for their SAS fees. To continue uninterrupted service, builders will need to initiate their service account by July 31st, 2024. Actions required. Check whether your prepaid service have been fulfilled by visiting the payment section of your hotspot dashboard. To continue enjoying uninterrupted service, a valid payment method for expired prepaid SAS fee is required by July 31st. On August 1st, 2024, expired prepaid SAS CBRS radios that have not updated their subscription will no longer provide access to the Helium network. CBRS owners with additional time remaining on their prepaid SAS fees must input their payment information by the last day of their prepaid SAS service. Then it tells you like how to set up. Setting up your payment method is simple. Starting today, you can log into your hotspot dashboard account, navigate to the payment section, and follow the instructions to add your preferred payment method. If you have any questions or need assistance, our customer support team is ready to help you. Then they have the frequently asked questions that you can look into that. So yes, there are people out there who have their own equipment and broadcast signal using CBRS. So one of the things I find cool about them. That was mentioned on June 4th. So this is where you can find the latest news with Helium Mobiles on their blog page. The latest one was this one, July 12th. That was 3 days ago. Other than that, besides the plan that you are on, how are you liking consumer cellular as far as customer service and everything like that? Shout out to the reps at the call center here in Phoenix. You guys are amazing. For a combination of metro areas, rural areas, AT&T network is the choice. I wish AT&T was better here, but they're a bit wonky. Some days The AT&T network is good to connect to. Some days it's not so great. It's weird. Okay, so building the future of mobile networks, roadmap progress. They say that in early June, we published our roadmap, highlighting how we're moving ahead with our mission to build the future of mobile networks. We're excited to share the progress we've made in only 1 month. TLDR, Helium Mobile Licensing Program facilitates third parties producing Helium-compatible hotspots, expanding coverage, and creating new opportunities on the Helium network. So what that means is that you don't have to buy the indoor hotspot or the outdoor hotspot from Helium. You can buy from other companies, like they just mentioned in the other one, like FreedomFi. You can buy their equipment and use it to deploy the Helium network access. Launch of MNTD's first mobile hotspot. The MNTD 5 Pro, developed by Rack Wireless, offers another option for builders to provide Helium network coverage. Open roaming capabilities. Helium mobile hotspots now support seamless, secure connectivity for subscribers of other carriers and service providers. Expanding network usage by other carriers. Pilot programs with major US telcos are in progress to transfer data on the Helium network. So with this Helium network build out, they are now actually in talks with other providers of allowing them to roam on it. So Helium making very big plays here. The Helium Mobile Licensing Program. Launching the Helium Mobile Licensing Program provides third-party device manufacturers an expedited path to integrate advanced decentralized connectivity solutions. In a deeply competitive environment, this enables them to focus on their core competencies without the distraction of navigating the Web3 tech environment, as well as more easily incorporate robust, open roaming capable security features, including Trust Zone, Secure Boot, and full disk encryptions. The licensing program not only supports the growth of the Helium network, but also provides businesses with the opportunity to participate in and benefit from the Helium ecosystem. Discover more about our licensing opportunities here. Click here. Talks about the launch of MNTD's first mobile hotspot. Well, it says the first partner in our technology stack licensing model was Rack Wireless. The licensing program enabled them to produce the MNTD 5 Pro hotspots and bring additional hotspots to market faster. This partnership demonstrates the potential of our licensing program to facilitate third parties' efforts to enhance network coverage. The collaboration marks a significant step forward in expanding Helium network coverage and provides flexibility for the future builders. For more details on MNTD 5 Pro, visit the MNTD website. So I want to open this in a new tab. We'll get into open roaming here in just a moment with the Wireless Broadband Alliance, or WBA. Well, let's check this out real quick. All right, MNTD. The MNTD 5 Pro. Bring phone coverage closer to people and earn mobile rewards. And then this is their light hotspot. So now you don't only have to buy the ones from Helium Mobile. You can actually buy this from Rack Wireless. They got an outdoor hotspot, and then they got a light hotspot that's coming soon. But you can mine IoT tokens with a versatile light hotspot, as simple as installing a device on your home or office window. And then you have this, the Rack V2. That's a black spot. No thanks. And they have these Helium accessories. Optimize your Helium network setup with the best accessories for compatible hotspots. An 8 dBi fiberglass antenna, $60 for that one. A 3 dBi. So this is mostly for like those that are building on the Helium network, expanding it. These are things that they can, yeah. So you got the Rack hotspot bundle. Let's check that out. I don't want to buy it. Anyways, yeah, so that's cool. Open Roaming Wireless Broadband Alliance. Becoming Open Roaming compatible opens up more data transfer possibilities for hotspot owners, not only for Helium mobile subscribers, but potentially for subscribers of any service provider or carrier that is also Open Roaming compatible. Open Roaming, a framework developed by Wireless Broadband Alliance, or the WBA, ensures subscriber phones can connect securely and seamlessly to the Helium network without needing to enter passwords. This means that service providers like Telefonica can reduce infrastructure costs while seamlessly offloading mobile traffic onto the Helium network, ensuring subscribers have secure, consistent, and reliable connectivity. Nice. I like that. I like the use of downloading content to watch, off network. That way, you're not burning up data unnecessarily. Expanding network usage by other carriers. We are excited to share that we're continuing to find ways to collaborate with other service providers and carriers to transfer their subscriber data over to Helium mobile hotspots. Building on our experience working with Telefonica, collaborating with other service providers showcase the potential of Helium network and emphasizes the significant impact individuals can make by working as a community to deliver needed coverage. We are currently beta testing with prominent U.S. carriers, starting with specific locations they've selected to transfer mobile data from their subscribers over to the hotspots. To see the results of these beta tests, check out the carrier's offloading stats here. Okay, so I'll launch that in the new tab and we'll take a look at it here in a sec. So Helium Mobile is making some very big moves. I like this. Okay, signups. Tens of thousands of people have already ditched Big Telco and tried our unlimited phone plan. Thinking about joining Helium Mobile? Learn more about making the switch and join a movement powered by the people. Use my promo code. Scan the QR code right here at the bottom. It tells you right there, get 1 month free on sign up. Scan the QR. Do it. And then it showed the stats of that 119,000 people. Well, 100,019 people have signed up since a year ago. So July 24th, 2023, all the way up until July 14th, 2024. So that's not bad. For the mobile hotspots deployed, 14,710 have been deployed since September 21st, 2023 until today. Yeah. I mean, obviously they want you to connect every now and then, but yeah, I know about that. Let's see. Hotspot data used September 22nd, 2023 to today, 0 terabytes. Well, right down here it says, oh wait, no, not 0. Up here, 1,850.189 terabytes of data used on their hotspot network rather than T-Mobile's network. So this is how much data was offloaded off of T-Mobile's network by Helium customers. Data transfer rewards. So builders earn mobile rewards when their Helium mobile hotspot transfer subscriber data. Mobile rewards can be used to pay for their own Helium mobile phone plan or towards purchases in the Helium mobile store. Since February 12th of 2024 until yesterday, 159,532,377 mobile rewards have been earned up. Offload subscribers, 169,132 total. This is carrier offload and it's in beta. That's the stats since June 17th of last month till now. The offload data amount is 1,943 gigabytes. In the last 7 days, it went up 413 gigabytes. This Basically, subscribers from other carriers can transfer data through Helium network during beta testing. This graph shows the amount of production data. So here you have it. So these are the stats that Helium Mobile has. And it just says right here, we're excited to continue to push the boundaries of what's possible to define the future of mobile networking. To learn more on how to get started and become a part of the Helium Builder community, visit here. So not bad at all. Big shout out to Helium. Big shout out to Helium. And really, that's just their price, $20. $20 a month. Yes, it uses a T-Mobile network. So for those who want to know, it uses T-Mobile's network if you're not on the Helium network. But yeah, hybrid coverage. So legacy cell network, which means, you know, the T-Mobile's network, along with those that deploy Helium connectivity, like the indoor hotspot or the outdoor hotspot, and then your mobile phone. Equal service for your phone. So that's pretty cool. It tells you about the mobile store. Get mobile, prepay your plan, or purchase hotspots and phones on the Helium store. What up, Gene? What's going on, man? So that's actually pretty cool. That's cool as hell. So I'm loving the progress that Helium Mobile is making, and I'm loving this new progress of them, you know, allowing other carriers to offload their data connections. What does that mean if you're part of, you know, the network build community, right? What does that mean for a lot of them who are deploying CBRS radios, who are deploying the connections with the hotspots, whether indoor or outdoor, with what Helium sells? Well, like they said, you earn as people connect. So let's say like they have everything worked out. You're on Verizon, you're in an area where there's deployed Helium network, right? And your phone happens to connect, the Verizon line happens to connect to the Helium network to offload some of the data traffic that's used on the Verizon network. Obviously means that you are going to earn as being the person who's deploying that Helium network coverage. You're going to earn with that phone connected to it. There's an incentive. So this is pretty damn cool. I admit, you know, and I've admitted this so many times, I was very sketchy, very skeptical about Helium. I was very worried about, you know, security. I was very worried about my IoTs on my Wi-Fi. The things that we discover more and more as they're building out, and it's becoming clear to me, they're really contending. They're really here to stay. And in all, I mean, do you guys feel like that this is a good move for them, and for mobile service providers to have something that offloads some of the data traffic, allowing something like Helium's network, which is basically powered by people using their additional bandwidth from their routers to have that connection? Do you guys think that that's pretty cool? Do you guys think that that will alleviate some congestion and help out with, you know, faster data speeds for consumers? I have to ask that question for that very reason, because I think it's pretty cool. That's cool that they're allowing it. So it's not just limited to just Helium customers only. They're beta testing for other people to connect to it. I mean, I can tell you guys right now, with my Helium phone service, in no way am I ever feeling sluggish. At least in my city. What up, B-Tech? At least in my city, I don't ever feel like it's sluggish. You're on break at work. Ooh. Lunch break or just a 15-minute break? And if you are you grabbing a snack and a drink? Or are you just chilling in a break room? But yeah, just to be quite honest with everybody, I think this is pretty cool. I like what they're doing here. So I think I'm gonna start incorporating this once a month in the live streams, just going into the Helium blog and seeing what else they are talking about, because they tend to keep everybody up to date on things that they're doing, partners that they're creating. I'm actually going to be looking into this when I move. I'll actually be looking into the MNTD 5 Pro. Actually, we'll be looking into their products and seeing, and I might where I move to, I might actually build out. I might actually build out for a connection. At the same time, too, of course, I'll be promoting Helium Mobile, right? Be telling people to try them out, get 1 month free. I mean, why not? Like I am whoring the shit out of Helium Mobile as best as possible, and really is to help people just kind of get on. Bro, I've been talking about Helium Mobile for months. It's even been right down here at the bottom. Helium Mobile, get 1 month free on sign up when you use my promo code. Gene, you make me laugh, dude. You're funny. Until now. It's been on the last live stream, the live stream before that, and it's been on Front Street. I've been putting that promo code there because for those people that want to try Helium Mobile, like why not try them for 1 month free? I mean, when Visible does 1 month free promos, people jump on it, So why not? Like other people have promo codes too. Like other Helium customers, they can give you a promo code to try out Helium. Theirs gives you $5 off. Okay, like I have a partnership with Helium Mobile, so my promo code, they upped it from $5 off to 1 month free. Shout out to them for doing that because that lets people try them out. And you really get to try out the services. I mean, I'll be honest with everybody. I'll be honest with all of you guys. So when it comes to Helium Mobile service, and I have Helium Mobile, I have Metro by T-Mobile. So one is always natively on T-Mobile's network. The other one, hybrid connection, and I have more dependency for Helium Mobile because my connection stays good always. Metro, the connection is good too, but there's times where it gets a bit janky. Someone will be like, well, they're both on T-Mobile's network, so how could you make that claim? Because this one's a hybrid. And in my city, there are people that have deployed the Helium network in my city. They have their outdoor hotspots set up, their indoor hotspots set up. And when I go places, I connect to them. I'm connected. So where my Metro line would fail me, my Helium line still works. Yeah, Facebook's advertising the hell out of it. Yeah, I'm starting to see Helium everywhere. That's because they're making moves, right? They partnered with Rack Wireless. So now you don't have to buy the outdoor hotspots from Helium directly. You can get them from this company, from MNTD, which is owned by Rack Wireless. You can get their outdoor hotspot. You can get their indoor hotspot. They have... here, I'll show you guys. All right, let me kind of switch this, put it back over there. Well, if it lets me, there we go. Drag and drop, there we go. Right, so you have this. You have the outdoor hotspot. This is coming soon, but you can mine IoT tokens with Versatile Light Hotspot. You can get this one. This is an indoor hotspot. They got a Black Spot Rack V2, so they have this, which is a miner. So you can really start getting up and actually mining tokens. Helium accessories here for your hotspots. You have the 8 dBi fiberglass antenna. You have 3 dBi fiberglass antenna. They have the bundle, the Rack Hotspot Miner bundle. But yeah, you can pretty much start getting set up and start mining tokens and start earning just on that. And then of course they give you the stats of what was going on so far. We'll just focus on carrier offload. That's in beta right now, because now with Helium's network, they are starting to allow certain other carriers to offload their data traffic onto their Helium network connection. Pretty soon, AT&T, Verizon, will be able to connect to the Helium network to offload some of the data usage that their customers are doing. But as you can see, from June of last month till now, till currently, right, 169,132 subscribers have offloaded data usage on the network onto the Helium network. Offloaded data amount has been 1,943 gigabytes total, so about over a terabyte of data has been offloaded from the carrier network onto the Helium network. So the Helium network was able to accommodate for that amount of usage. That's pretty cool. More and more that I read up on this, you know, because like I'll be honest with you guys, I am currently basically doing my research before I begin building to deploy connectivity. So I am looking at mining tokens. I am looking at it, you know, from all aspects. You know, the fact that they're opening up for other carriers to rely on the Helium network means, and what it means for me is that when a Helium mobile customer connects to my hotspot, of course I'm going to earn, as they're connected to my hotspot, I'll earn mobile rewards, which is coins. But that also means that if a Verizon customer is offloading on my network connection, if a AT&T customer is offloading on my network connection, obviously means I'm going to earn mobile rewards for their connection to it. So it's being connected to my signal that's going to allow me to earn, means that in case point, this being passive income to have more money for, you know, your bills or stuff like that. All right, man, enjoy the rest of your day at work, dude. Means that you definitely can earn. You definitely can have some extra money. And we're not talking like pocket change. We're not talking an extra $20, extra $50. I mean, shit, if you set this up right, you can be making an extra couple $100 a month. Maybe an extra $1,000 a month, depending on how high the traffic is in your area. But, you know, I mean, that's pretty cool. That is. Anyways, I've been live on here for an hour. There's going to be another live stream later today, but this is for members only, and I'm going to dive deeper into ideas and stuff regarding the Helium mobile network and setting that up, and, you know, best practices and things like that. Just based off my research I've been researching this for like 5 months now. And we're going to talk about that in the members only podcast. Why are my dogs barking? Who's here? Yeah, and then upcoming videos later on this week. Obviously, my review on these watch bands from my Pixel watch. They are stretchy. The pack of 5. They're comfortable. I like them. They're really nice. There's only one caveat I don't like about them, and I'll mention that in the review video. But there's like a quick unpacking video I dropped yesterday. It's like a minute long. Check that out. But yeah, I'm currently using it now. I like it. It's just a few things I don't like, or I wish they would do different. And hopefully they'll make that change later on in future products that they release for it. But yeah, more about that. An updated video on the Pixel 7a to discuss that. All coming later on this week. Stay tuned for the members only. And if you're already a member, that's great. If you're not a member, that's okay. Right down there below, it says join. Click that. Become a member today, and you won't miss out on that podcast. Yeah, I'll be doing them once a week. Every Monday will be a members only podcast. So, yeah, I'll look out for that. I'll have that set up here in a little while. Eventually, these podcasts will go live for everybody else, but it's going to be a lot later than day of discussion. So, yeah, you definitely want to become a member and not to miss out on that. And that's going more in depth. If you guys want to know the benefits of that podcast, going more in depth discussion, especially stuff with Helium Mobile. Also, a little bit more substance in the conversation in itself. Free range, unhinged, right? So nothing's taboo in that podcast. I hope to see some of you guys there. Until then, y'all take it easy. Talk to you on the next one.